Murdered this thing.
That was unfair. Yeah.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brenton Brown from Forza Tuning and Performance. And I want to do a little bit different style video than normal. And we had this Porsche behind me that we just finished up. So it's a 2010 Porsche 911 Turbo. And what we did is performance upgrade on it. And so what we did with this one is we upgraded the turbos, exhaust components, headers, high flow cats, catback exhaust obviously. We did billet diverter valves, really some kind of a simple package that we do all the time. And it really gives a lot of performance gain for the money. So what I mean by a lot is this adds about 225 horsepower and about 225 foot-pounds of torque. So on a car that's already light and handles phenomenally well and is all-wheel drive, it drastically changes the driving characteristics of the car. So we just got done with this and we just happen to have a stock Trackhawk drop off today too. So we do a lot of videos with Trackhawks that are already modified. So I kind of want to just show a comparison against a stock Trackhawk versus this Porsche. So this car is rated about 500 horsepower stock and 500 foot-pounds of torque. So now it's about 725 horsepower and about 725 foot-pounds of torque. So as you know, the Trackhawk is 707. So just to highlight on two different vehicles, one being supercharged, one being twin turboed, one being a not very aerodynamically designed SUV that is heavier versus a much lighter aerodynamic, very nimble car that handles really well, how those two would stack up. So instead of comparing these from just a dead stop, since the Trackhawk is probably going to be a little bit more advantageous because of the gearing, the positive displacement supercharger versus the turbo. So we did a 20-mile-an-hour roll. We did a few different variations of this. So to make it as even as possible, what we did is both drivers, I was driving the Trackhawk, both of us just went from 20 mile an hour and just floored the vehicle, okay? So the Porsche was in Sport Plus mode and the Trackhawk was in track mode. So there was no downshifting, no manually shifting, no nothing at all. So we just basically left it completely up to the vehicle. So we let it determine when it was going to downshift, so on and so forth, just to try to make it as even as possible. So now you know what we did. So let's go to the results. We have a bone stock Trackhawk, and then we also have a 2010 Porsche 911 Turbo that has upgraded turbos, downpipes, several other things. So we're just going to do a kind of just a comparison, like probably just since it's Porsche, we'll just do kind of like a roller, like maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 mile an hour, and just so you all have a comparison of like what a stock Trackhawk does to a decently modified turbo Porsche. Totally different cars, so just kind of see how they stack up, and it should be interesting. I honestly have no idea which one. I'm thinking probably the Porsche, especially from like if it's dead stop. I think this at least at first, but since we're going to do a rolling start, that's going to be more advantageous for the Porsche. So kind of give it a little head I don't know what you call it, benefit of the doubt there.
On the third deep, I'll leave, okay?
Okay. Murdered this thing.
That was unfair. Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
That was not very fair.
Alright, it sounded sick as fuck.
I downshifted the second.
Yeah, so maybe that really wasn't a fair comparison.
Also, I think you got on it a little later than you did.
Yeah.
Let me go. I say we'll just get up here kind of, I want to pull off an emergency lane, but enough where we can kind of see like down the road a little bit.
one, go!
Honestly, I really didn't know what to expect going into it. I mean, I know I drive a lot of cars and stuff, but honestly, I really had no idea. Obviously, drove that, tuned that, the Trackhawk stock. I know what those feel like. So I felt like the Porsche was going to win, but I didn't know about how much. So as you can see, the Porsche destroyed the stock Trackhawk on numerous occasions. We did it several times, and we did the honking the horn 3 times, and then we put cell phone on speakerphone, so we just count it down to try to make it as even as possible. And basically the results were very, very similar, almost exactly the same distance between the two every single time. It wouldn't have mattered how far we ran it, because the distance, basically the Trackhawk was going to gain no ground on the Porsche. It would probably level off up to a point, but just the Porsche would continually gain. So this is a good example of 2 vehicles with similar power that are shaped aerodynamically very different and that weigh a lot different, how much different the results can actually be. So obviously vehicle weight can play a huge role in the overall how fast the vehicle is. It requires a lot more power, a lot more torque to get more weight moving. Everybody knows that. So this just goes to show you, number one, how the stock Trackhawk stacks up. And then again, when we release the videos that show like what a Stage 4R Trackhawk does compared to the various other cars, and you see them keeping up or beating a Tesla, okay, or the other cars that you see, just how drastically different a Stage 4R Trackhawk is than a stock one. If we get a Porsche, we're gonna have this for a little bit. We've got a couple other Porsche projects. If this one's still here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get a video of basically another 997.2 turbo Porsche against this one, so you all can see. I'm not 100% sure if I can get that to line up. We're kind of basically at the mercy of what we have available in the shop and what customers are okay with us driving the cars like that. So if I get that, I'm going to show you a comparison video just so you can kind of see the exact comparison between 2 of the exact same cars, one stock and one with our Porsche performance package. So you can see how much of a difference that is. But for now, I think that kind of wraps it up. So if you have any questions about performance packages, obviously there's a lot of stuff on the website about Trackhawk and stuff. The Porsche stuff I've done for a long time, and we have a new web developer that is totally revamping the website. So the Porsche packages will be up, but at a later date. So if that's something that interests you and you want to know what we have to offer, it's best just to go to the website and email us and tell us what car you have, and then I can give you feedback on that. And then, like I said, all that will be included on the new version of the website. If you're out of state or wondering about as far as getting your car to our facility in Clearwater, Florida, we have fully insured enclosed vehicle transport anywhere in the continental United States, Canada, South America, United Kingdom, basically anywhere, Alaska. So distance is not a problem. And all you have to do is send us an email, let us know what your address is, and we can very quickly provide you with a shipping quote just so you know how much money to allot for that. And one last thing, I did mention that the new website, our merchandise line that's going to be releasing either this week, next week, that's going to be implemented on our existing website as it is. We're working daily with the web developer, so it should go live probably maybe within the next 2 weeks for sure. The media guys are going to be putting some posts out and giving you all the chance to give some feedback on some different designs that they come up with. And we've actually had a lot of you guys come up with some really awesome designs and submit to us. Actually, I think we're probably going to put some of those in the polls and see, and if they are, I think we're going to do something like special edition and mention the person that actually designed them, share their social media stuff on our platform. We really appreciate you taking the time to send us a design. Some of them are really unique. Some of y'all are incredibly talented out there. So I think a lot of other people would like to see that creativity and see who came up with it. So we'll give you updates on that as it comes. But for now, it pretty much wraps it up. Hope you liked the video, and I'll see you next time.